Hey gang, it's Saturday morning and we're going to be semi-live. I'm going to put this out right away. Alert. We're visiting the grave of Julianne Hanson, who was murdered in 1972. Her killer has just been identified and arrested up in Minnesota. Breaking news. And we're going to visit her grave. She's buried here at Naperville Cemetery. We've been here before. This is where the Lemack children are buried, Marilyn Lemack. And Julianne, back in 1972, July 7th, right after the holidays, and it was the weekend, I think it was a Friday, she was basically on her bike heading to her brother's baseball game when she disappeared. And they could not figure out who did it. Now, in 1972, the forensics were completely different than today, of course. And thank God, you got a hats off to the Naperville Police Department and all those federal authorities that helped, because they did forensically save a DNA sample, because there was semen when they found her body later that day. I believe it was later that day, but found in a cornfield near her house. She had 36 stab wounds to her body, on her back, on her side, on her arms, and she was viciously raped. That's right. And they found a small piece of semen. Well, they found a small sample of semen on a piece of her clothing that they had saved. Thank God. I go back to the Cookie Cupsonet case. Why couldn't they do that for her? Well, that's a big cover-up, that's why. But back to this case, they finally, after a lot of analysis and new forensics and new techniques, of course, since the pillowcase murderer was caught in San Francisco with that technique of using family genealogy, familial, from all these public sites. We don't just have CODIS today. They finally, and it took her 6 months, and you got a couple people to really credit, and listen, a lot of people deserve credit. The police, number one. But you have Misty Gillis, who led the forensics team, and she worked hand in hand with a woman named Colleen Fitzpatrick. Now, Colleen is with a company, or has her own company, called Identifinders International LLC. And it took Colleen about 6 months to unwrangle this little sample, which, by the way, was only the weight of a trillionth of a gram. That little microscopic speck. And then to take that and unweave the DNA profile of this evil monster, whose name is Barry Lee Whelpley, who is living comfortably now, or was up until this last Wednesday, in north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Retired welder, guy next door, guy no one would ever suspect that would do anything like this. Have we heard this before? Well, they arrested him. They have confirmed his DNA profile. And guess what else? They have confirmed that in 1972 he only lived a few blocks away from the family, the Hanson family. So he's toast. And if you look at him, he looks like a creep. And he thought he was going to live out his days and get away with it. No, sir. We're going to watch this unfold. This is all happening now, guys. Here are the graves of Julianne and her parents. It looks like her parents have sadly died. Her mom very recently. I see there's basically a center aisle. So the interments are beyond these stones. Let me just double check here. I don't like stepping on graves. Yeah, this is a walking aisle. So here it is, the stone of Julianne Hanson, who is buried just above this stone. And it's sad to see that her parents did not live to see justice being served, because it's going to get served up on a platter. Dad Jerome died in '09, and Mom Marguerite died in 2019, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago. I don't know, we don't know the date. But there it is, the stone of the young 15-year-old girl who was viciously assaulted. I think of the movie The Lovely Bones. Have you seen that movie? Lovely Bones. I think what did it for me was the cornfield, that she was found in a cornfield, and the blonde hair, I don't know, but the killer in that movie got away with it, but he met his fate. He didn't get away with it. But in this case, Barry Lee is going down. It has to be him. Of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he is the creep that did this. Oh, creep isn't even the word to use. You guys tell me in comments. Go for it. But anyway, let's all watch this unfold. Yeah, it's all going down now, guys. News just came out, so rest in peace, Julianne and the Hanson family, and let's all watch together. Let justice be done. Signing out. Be safe.